Welcome to Fantastic Vision. Please subscribe us before you watch today's video. If you always watch our channel, you may know that the story about the battle between China and USA's semiconductor chip industry. Today's high-tech projects in any country are inseparable from small chips. Today's computers are lighter and more powerful than those of the past. This is all due to the improvement of chip technology. It can be said that without a good chip, this high-tech project will stagnate. There are not many countries that can produce chips, and even fewer countries have independent chip development projects. Nowadays, China's chip technology is advancing by leaps and bounds, while American chips are ushering in a big avalanche, and many chips are in the status quo of negative 90% growth. What caused American chips to encounter unpopular American chip technology? What kind of difficulty is there? 1. The value of chip technology. As we said earlier, chips are very important materials for high-tech industries, and can even be said to be compressed biscuits of modern technology. A small chip is the crystallization of human science and technology today. Although the chip is small, its preparation process is delicate and cumbersome. It has to go through thousands of subdivided links such as architecture design, plasma implantation, and photolithography, which almost involves most of the scientific research technologies of all human beings today. If you want to produce high-quality chips, you need the cooperation of the global supply chain. It can also be said that chips are an important product of economic globalization. We can think that chips are not a technology that a certain country can fully achieve monopoly control. Even today, in the United States, which is the most developed in the semiconductor field, it is impossible to form a complete link of chip research, development, and manufacturing by only one country. The scientific and technological crystallization of all mankind cannot be controlled by a certain country alone. But now the United States still hopes that one family will dominate and control it by itself, but now it has to suffer the consequences. 2. The chip avalanche in the United States. Without further ado, let's look at a set of data. As of November this year, nearly $1.5 trillion has evaporated from the U.S. semiconductor market. Especially this fall, domestic chip companies in the United States, including the well-known Intel, Qualcomm, AMD, have been greatly affected. Among them, Intel has been the most severely affected. According to statistics, Intel's revenue has dropped by nearly 20%, and its net profit has plummeted by 85%. Which shows that the chip decoupling is very serious. The impact of decoupling is not limited to these. In order to minimize losses, they are now forced to keep chip prices down. Even some older chips have a price of cabbage, among which Texas Instruments is the most classic. The chips they originally produced were priced at 90 yuan. But under the influence of the avalanche, they could only start selling them at 10 yuan, achieving an astonishing average minus 90% increase. The same is true for other major American manufacturers, such as Nvidia's graphics cards and Intel's CPUs. In order to reduce losses, their prices are already ridiculously low. The avalanche of American chips is caused by many factors, including but not limited to the impact of the epidemic and the innovation of chip technology, but the biggest impact is the bad behavior of the United States itself in the global chip market. The chip companies that have been hit hard this time are almost all companies that have reduced exports to China due to regulations. They want to use chips to restrict China's high-tech development, but they forget that China is the biggest demander of American chips, so they break away from market rules and decoupling occurs. 3. China's chip development. A series of actions of the United States have long been seen by China and kept in mind. So China has been researching its own chip technology now, and unlike the United States, China insists on self-reliance while actively cooperating with other international chip companies. China has foreseen that the United States will restrict China's high-tech development through chip technology. China has now realized the process of 14 nanometers process size chips and achieved mass production. In addition, China has also developed domestic software, Lungsan architecture system, 5G radio frequency chips, and other projects, covering almost all equipment and materials that can be provided by foreign countries. According to statistics, China manufactured 190 billion chips in the first half of this year, and the daily production capacity has exceeded 1 billion. Now, with the support of many local scientific research institutions and domestic enterprises, China can completely get rid of the blockade of American chips. In addition, this year alone, 1,400 scientists of Chinese descent have chosen to return to China for development and contribute to China's semiconductor and other high-tech. In my opinion, the unprecedented decoupling of U.S. chips this time has led to a severe drop in U.S. chip prices, and major U.S. chip companies have suffered serious losses, with an average increase of -90%. This is unprecedented in history. The main reason is that they shot themselves in the foot and lost China, an important chip purchasing country, which resulted in the inability to export a large number of chips. And China has explored its own chip development path. I believe that as time goes by, if the United States wants to use chips to deal with China, it will eventually undermine itself. What do you think of the failure of American chips this time?